Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair, and here basically we are going to discuss 212 number part, that is basically 212 number formula part. So this basically topic is related to the project management plan, that is basically the projects basically which the software companies are doing. The software company basically gets the project from set of the IITs, IIMs, and the other industry basically, and there are lots of groups that basically who basically has created the IITs and IIMs. That groups are also basically handling the all the projects basically. So basically you can say IITs, IIMs, and the groups who created IITs and IIMs and the other groups basically, they are basically the handling the entire project system. So this is there basically. So like this basically you can say that there are basically set of groups basically who are basically handling the entire system basically, you can say, of the software industry basically. And there are basically the software government also basically, that basically we have already discussed the VC plus plus basically software that was basically banned, right? But that was basically in front of public, it was banned, but that was only basically handling the entire system. So that was basically there basically the entire team who was there. So that was basically the VC plus plus basically who banned basically. So that basically really damaged the lots of things basically, and that basically if any virus is there, then basically antivirus is also there. So there are lots of things basically. So that is also basically one of the basically the project basically, you can say. So here basically we are discussing that the software industry basically how gets the project, and how basically they basically gets the ready-made project that basically everybody knows. One example I have already taken, that CRM project about the TCS company, how basically they first basically started the TCS CRM project. That example I have already given, how the project basically starts, how the basically the set of groups basically designs the project. The power company sets the idea, sets the blood cell, sets the nuclear power company basically sets the each and every energy according to the projects. So each and every project basically which is already created, that basically has nuclear power plant, and that nuclear power plant says that each and every software basically have the certain areas which are basically converted into the nuclear power plant also. How basically I will tell you. For example, one person told that there is one city basically which is created, which is basically created, but due to some reason basically that city was not created properly, due to some certain reason basically that was not. So this basically the city has to be destroyed. So there are many basically possibilities how basically you can destroy the cities. One is the basically the earthquake basically system, that everybody knows that subscription plan is there. Due to that basically the earthquake happens, and in front of the public that is tectonic plates. But nobody knows that how the environment is getting set. Nobody knows this, and basically you can't reach up to the satellites, right? Because it's directly controlled with the satellite. Each and every basically you can say grass in this earth planet getting activates, getting create, that is also activated from the satellite only. Single grass basically, I'm telling, single grass and single tree creation also. Seed gets trees, seed, from seed basically, seeds basically, the tree gets creates, right? That basically everybody knows. But gets starts of the starting of the seeds basically, that basically activates from the satellites only. So each and everything basically are connected with the satellite. So here basically we are discussing that how many types of projects are there in this world, how the each and every project basically has created, and which was that first company basically who launched that project. For example, I have taken one example, that is the CRM project. The CRM project which was basically launched by the software, each and every software company, right? The TCS basically company launched the CRM project, and TCS company was connected with the nuclear power company and the power plants. That basically everybody knows, because the Brain mapping was basically done in the power company and the nuclear power plant. So if basically CRM project is generated and the energy basically was used, and the assume that 15 project manager basically just see basically how the each and every things are. One example I will take. One example I will take. Assume that the CRM project is going to launch, and that is launched for. We will start from scratch basically. For example, there is one CRM group basically who told that we want to create one CRM project. So still now basically the CRM project is not in the market. In this world basically there is nobody knows that there is like CRM, that is basically the customer relationship management system. Nobody knows that there is like CRM in this world. Basically nobody knows. So basically some group basically told that we are basically facing lots of problem basically related to the customer handling. So they told that basically can we create some system basically related to the customers. So they told that basically what name basically we can put. We can put as we are doing the relationship with the customer, right? So customer relationship and it's a management. Management basically is going to handle the system. So customer relationship management. Customer relationship management. So management team basically is going to handle. Management team basically is going to handle, right? Only basically manager basically can't do anything. Its team is going to do the set of tasks, and he's going to handle the stuff basically. So like this, there are basically around 4,000 CRM experts basically. Uh, Still now basically CRM project name basically has not taken into the consideration. So CRM experts basically told that we can design the CRM. So basically they have done the discussion for 2 to 3 months basically, or like this basically they have discussion done the discussion in the hotels, and like this basically they have done the discussion, and the power company told that we have captured each and every types of CRM system basically. So just see basically how they connects that these are basically the types. So basically they connected that there are around 16 to 17 types of CRM project which is going to be launched in the market. So they have captured the each and every 16 to 17 ideas basically, you can say. So that basically was collected by the nuclear power company, and the nuclear power company has taken the entire data of the 16 to 17 power plants. Sorry, the nuclear power plants data from the that hotel basically. Like this, basically, they have taken the data. That is basically the 16 to 17 CRM project which is going to be launched. So like this, the mm, nuclear power company tested the each and every 16 to 17 power 16 to 17 types of project basically. Like this basically they told that there are 16 to 17 types of projects which is going to be launched in the market. So what are basically this going to create? So they told that we can that basically which is going what basically is going to create that basically nuclear power company basically do groups basically decides it. So they told that basically there are basically lots of human needs basically which are already created. Few human needs basically demand are too much, but the supply is very less. So economics basically comes into the picture. So power company connected with the economic group basically. So they told that yeah basically these are the basically things which are basically telling that demand is too much but the supply is very less. So for that basically you can do one thing. You can create this all materials. You can create this all materials. You can create this all materials for the needs, basic human needs, for the human needs. So this was the basically the nuclear power company requirement, and they have done the analysis, and they basically told that this is the basically the data which power company has to pass in the each and every software company. So first they basically told that we have to do the physical testing, that their brain are basically taking this data or not. So for that they told that basically that they connected with the TCS company, because TCS told that we are the number one, and there are basically many companies in the world basically. So they connected with the TCS. TCS basically company told that sorry, TCS company got the one data basically. One data means types of foods basically, which is the foods basically which their managers are going to eat. So their manager basically told that basically we are going to eat this food. Reason basically we are going to think this all because there is basically new project basically which is going to come. So according to that basically we have to think. So according to that, this all basically project manager don't know. Project manager, project director even basically don't know. But the company owner basically knows. So company owner told that the to their basically catering in the catering group basically they told that basically you can give this foods to this all managers whenever basically they comes to it to the food you can give these foods. So basically the special food was basically created according to the 16 types 16 to 17 types of the CRM brains. So like this the 16 to 17 types of brain is going to create out that CRM. According to that, foods basically was created, and the project manager starting eating the food, and this basically was verified by the power company. The power company basically has done the verification that this is basically the food which the project manager has eaten, and we are basically doing the verification. They are eating the food, and according to that, basically the nuclear power energies is going to generate. Nuclear power energy basically I'm telling the so because each and every energy basically which gets from the human body that is by directly basically going to access by the nuclear power plant only. So if you say that one human body is one of the nuclear power company, then also basically it would not be wrong. So like this, the managers told that we are eating the food, but manager and director don't know that basically this food is going to create one blood cells. That is the 16 types of blood cells. So like this, the activation of the blood cells basically was done by the nuclear power plant because they have eaten the food and the blood activation is also required. So like this, few body basically absorb that because they have the antibiotic in their body. Few basically body was not able to. So they have taken the medicines. Power company only basically given the medicines. Few medicine basically the doctors have given. So like this, the blood cells was created. Like this, the project was basically launched in the TCS, and the company owner basically the TCS company owner basically everybody knows. He told that this is the data basically on the base of this data you have to create one project that is basically name is given as a CRM, that is basically the customer relationship management, which is connected with the customer relationship management. Entire customer relationship customer information basically is going to store here. How basically customer is coming, how the customer bills are getting generated, how the process is happening, how the after sales process happening, each and everything basically you have to handle. So just see basically how CRM project is going to be. So like this, basically the 16 project, there are around 20 to 20. Assume that around 20 nine project managers basically connected, and around 7 to 8 directors basically were basically in the discussion. Where in the discussion, the project director basically was giving each and every data to the project managers, doing the representation of the data. So just see basically how the datas are going to play the role in future system basically. In future system basically, that basically names some group basically has given this because there are lots of datas basically which are coming. So directly they told that there is one data science project basically, and the artificial intelligence project is also there. So they basically directly created the one project only basically. This is basically the type of project, that is the data science and the because each and everything basically is a manipulation of data only. And the artificial intelligence also basically we have already discussed. What is artificial intelligence? The best example here basically we are going to discuss. So like this, the CRM discussion started, and like this, basically the 16 to 17 types of CRM project which was going to create, that type basically was generated. And each and every project manager directly we were thinking up to that level only as per the discussion. So the 5 to 6 thousand CRM industry basically people, they have thought, their basically thought was converted into 16 to 17 types of ideas. That idea basically the project manager and the director basically their brain got connected because they have already eaten the foods. So just see basically how dangerous the food industry is also. How dangerous the food industry is also. So like this, they have eaten the food, and like this, basically they have done the discussion also. They have done the discussion also. Like this, basically the project manager started discussing, and the 16 to 17 types of project was created. 16 to 17 types of project basically was created. So like this 16 to 17 types of project was basically launched by the TCS company, that is, I think Tata Consultancy Services actually. Like this, basically the TCS company created 16 to 17 types of CRM project in the market. So the base of the CRM project was launched by the TCS. Just see the how the dangerous chain basically the software industry has generated, and this basically the data basically mostly might not be available with the software industry, but nuclear power company and the energy power company and the power company, they have each and every data. So here basically it's a disadvantage of software industry basically, but company owner might be tracking each and everything basically. That's why they are company owner, right? That's why they are company owner. So here we assume that company owners have each and every list if anybody asks. So assume that CRM project was launched by the TCS company, Tata Consultancy Service, and that Tata Consultancy Service told that this is the basically the IT energy. That is basically the CRM IT energy. So that directors and the project managers energy was taken by the power company, and they launched the CRM project in all the software companies, all the software private and limited each and every companies, and they launched this CRM project. This IT project manages brains data. They basically converted this 16 to 17 project managers, basically more than 29. Basically, we have been told that, right? Like this project manager and directors, energy was basically taken by this power company and energy company, and they have done some manipulations, and in this manipulation, they have basically created few types of this 16 to 17 types of brains, you can say. And they have basically created this brain basically which the discussion was happened, that is basically the IT brain. This was IT brain, and the hotel basically where the project discussion was happened, that was not IT brain, that was not software industry brain, this was IT industry brain. So they basically told that we will take this data, but the base data is that only. Base data is created in the hotel data. So according to that only, this basically brain got created, right? According to that only, because and there's this according to that only the brain got created, that basically was checked and verified by the power company and nuclear power company, and that data also basically this groups have. That is basically the energy companies and the power company and the nuclear power plant, they have this data, that according to which hierarchy the basically the IT CRM brain was created, because according to that lots of things are going to create. According to that lots of things are basically going to create. So just see basically how the things is going to map. So like this IT CRM brain was created in the market, and the power company and the nuclear power company done the manipulation, and they have spread it in the each and every software company. And like this the CRM project basically was launched in each and every software company, and the customer basically started. Customer basically are, sorry, the vendors basically are who? Vendors means you can say the who basically you can say the customers, the CRM customer, who are CRM customers basically. By default, the shopkeepers, and shopkeepers are directly connected with this hotel industry basically. This 4 to 5 thousand people who has done the CRM manipulations. So it's a union, right? So like this, the CRM project was basically launched, and the IT CRM brain was already created, and this was basically launched in the market. And then basically the shopkeepers, the big shopkeepers, and the big companies basically started inquiring about the CRM project, and the TCS companies, Infosys company, like this. Basically, they told that we can basically create the CRM project. Like this, the CRM project was basically launched by the TCS in the market, and they have done the documentation, and they have dumped into the internet industry. And like this, basically the CRM project was launched. And like this, the shopkeepers and the big companies basically started inquiring the CRM project. And like this, the CRM project launched into the market, and each and every software company basically started creating CRM project on the base of that IT brains. That was basically the TCS company brains. TCS company brains basically, that are basically 29 to 30 project directors and the project managers. Their brain are the base of the software company for the CRM project. Like this, basically assume that there are more than 1 lakh projects in the market which is already launched. And like this, there are many base brains which are already there. And like this, thus each and every software industry basically got created. And then basically the Microsoft companies, SAP companies, yeah, Salesforce company, like company basically they came into the picture, and they basically told that CRM project by default, the nuclear power company, when they launched the CRM energy, that time basically they have told that this CRM project is going to create this all human needs in the market, because they have done the demand and supply study. They have done the study of the demand and supply. What are the basically demand, and up to what level the supply is basically getting into the market of that product. So that product basically is vegetables, fruits, whatever basically the items, basically oils, petrol, whatever the basically products. This all are basically product basically, right? So like this, they have done the study of this each and every products. So like this, the CRM company and each and every product company basically told that this is the each and every projects basically, right? So like this, the nuclear power company has already decided that this is the project, this is the project, and this is the project that which is going to create this all human needs. So this basically they keeps as a secret, but they directly informs the software company that these all are the human needs which is going to generate. These all are the human needs which is going to generate from this CRM project. So this was basically told by the nuclear and power company and the energy companies and the power companies long before to the software company. So first CRM project information is with TCS. Like this, basically there are many projects in this world which is created by the many software companies, and this data basically each and every software company owner basically have it, and the owner basically are there. So like this, each and every software company's data, which project is going to generate which human needs. This is basically one of the biggest data science and artificial intelligence project. And what would be the next human needs which is going to generate? That is the biggest project of the artificial intelligence. Of the artificial intelligence. That what is the next project? Sorry, what is the next human needs which is going to generate? So that basically is the biggest, right? That is basically the biggest. That is the biggest, right? So what you are going to think next? That is also basically one of the artificial intelligence project that is around you, right? So long before the artificial intelligence project was launched, that what you are going to think next. That is basically the artificial intelligence biggest project, basically you can say. What you are going to think next, that is the biggest project. Why? Because according to your thinking only, the your body is going to generate human needs, sorry, going to generate energies, and that is by default going to generate the human needs only, because the creation has created to that level. Because natural things are basically getting over. So natural things are if getting over, then basically the alternative was the human body. And for that, basically the lots of software companies are also created, and that is basically with the help of the nuclear power plant. So just see basically how the subscription plans are connected, how the banks are connected here, how the bank says that we are basically sending the data of each and every CRM project, because we want we have got this much money only. So just see basically each and everything basically which is going to generate, because vegetable industry basically says that we only basically want this much needs only, this much vegetables only. According to that, they have paid the money to the nuclear power company, power plant, and the banks. They have paid the money, right? Nuclear power company basically how basically they basically gets the energy from the each and every people. That energy are basically money for them, and power bank basically, sorry, the banks basically gets the money in the monetary form. According to the monetary form, they gets the money. So like this, the banks connections are there, that how many vegetables you need to produce, because whatever money you are going to get, according to that only you are doing the production. Because up to this level, the basically the system is created, the system chains are basically already created up to this level basically. That's why basically each and everything basically are demand and supply are basically controlled by set of groups basically. So like this, the subscription plan directly is connecting to this only. Banks are basically sending the data to each and every cities according to the human needs, which is need to create. Here basically we are launching software industry human needs, software industry energies, software industries energy. That basically we are going to launch here, right? Software industry energy basically we are going to launch here. So like this. The subscription here basically just see the connection up to what level the connection has reached. One is subscription plan industry, that is World Bank. Power company basically launched into the market. Energy company launched into the market. The power, political industry basically launched into the market, because they have the physical data that this blood group basically owner is staying where, this all data, and what he is eating, what he is doing, then basically what is the what basically political groups are. So political groups have each and every information like this, and they are basically taking care of that group also. So like this, the software industry basically launched into the market, and the software groups are there basically. That example we have already taken. That is of CRM project of the TCS company. That groups are there. Then the data industry groups are there. That are basically the data science and the artificial intelligence groups. What is the next human needs which is going to launch? Then the power company banks are there, nuclear power company banks are there. Like this, the customers are there basically. Like this, the big customers are there. The big customer means who is going to purchase this CRM project, because they are going to dump the CRM data, right? And they are going to generate which type of human needs, that basically is already informed by the nuclear power company, because according to that only they have launched the CRM project. According to that only they have launched the CRM project, and they know that this human needs basically is going to generate which type of data. According to that only basically they have done the meeting in that hotel. So like this, the things are basically launched. Like this, each and everything basically connected, and like this bank industry basically connected here, because each and every things are connected with the monitoring industry. For example, if you want to purchase anything in the market, without money you can't purchase the thing. Like this, each and every things are connected. So like this, each and every chains are basically connected here, right? Like this, each and every chains are basically connected here. So this is basically the 212 number project and 212 number project, and in 213 basically we are going to see little bit detail about this entire chain basically, that this is basically the entire chain basically. This is basically the entire chain basically, which is going to connect lots of things basically, which is going to connect lots of things. This is going to cover up the entire software industry basically, we can say. And mostly basically we have covered the thing basically. Mostly the software industry which is doing the stuff basically, and the each and every data basically. For example, CRM project is one CRM project which is launched by the TCS. That is one data, right? And that is basically created 29 to 30 IT project managers and project directors brains basically. And then basically the CRM project managers brains got created. Like this, each and every brains are basically created. That also basically we have. So like this in detail basically we are going to see how the project industry basically is getting created, and they are doing the launching of. For example, I have taken one example of the CRM project. Like this, each and every project basically has launched into the market, and they have basically covered each and everything basically, how they are covered the thing, how they have the data of each and every information, that basically we are going to see in 213 number part.